Hey babes, welcome back to another banger. I hope you guys like I hope this isn't too bad of an angle. I'm feeling like the trees in the background and I'm feeling where I'm sitting is good. Y'all, I'm literally I gotta hurry up and oh, that looks good. I gotta hurry up and get this video going because I'm literally like sweating my tits off like as we speak, and I don't know, it's really hot and it's just like it's helping though. Having the window down is definitely helping. So if you guys can tell by the title, we're gonna be getting lit, babe. We're gonna be smoking together. So grab your joint if you're 21 and older, and if not, get the fuck out. I don't want to. We're gonna be spiking up. So I have one of these premium pre-rolls, and I don't know, it's a 25% hummingbird cake, and you guys, I'm gonna be getting lit and you're gonna be getting lit with me, babe. Let's get lit, let's smoke, let's have a smoke sesh, let's talk. So we're gonna be talking and I'm gonna be telling you guys a story time about the time that but should I really tell the story time? Because I'm kind of trying to tell the story time. Like there's two that I want to talk about, but like I wanted to talk about like my very first mushroom trip story time. No, this wasn't recent, but it is a good story time, just to kind of give you and educate some of you people who may be considering trying mushrooms for the first time. And you can try mushrooms in your tea, you can have it on like avocado toast, you can even grind it up and have it with lemon juice and it hits quicker. Let me just say though, for anybody and for YouTube, for anybody coming for me, I am just saying that on an educational level, I will be talking about mushrooms. So on an educational note, I'm going to put it out there that please be over the age of 21. If you are not, please don't watch this video. So with that being said, I would like to educationally talk about my experience with magic mushrooms. So no, for those of you who are seeing this, no, those are not mushrooms you find in a store. They're not mushrooms that you can go find outside growing in your backyard, okay, unless you're literally growing them, like, but they come from something called spores. So they are grown from a liquid, okay? They're not just growing in your ground, your grass, your dirt, whatever, okay? Educational. And let me tell you that not everybody who tries mushrooms is meant to try mushrooms. So I'm just saying, think about it, make the right decision. Don't rush into things, okay? Like don't give in to peer pressure. It's fine. Make sure that the decision you're making is for you and you only, and always think ahead of time, like, is this going to benefit me? How is this going to change me, like, if it is? So if you're looking to change yourself because you don't like yourself or anything like that, I'm not going to recommend mushrooms to you. I wouldn't recommend mushrooms to anybody who's not over the ages, like if you're not over the age of 21, then don't do mushrooms, okay? Because your brain is not fully developed until the age of 25. Therefore, mushrooms is still a drug. It's a very psychedelic, strong drug. It's not as strong as acid, but it is still strong. My experience with it, let's light this video up. My experience with mushrooms was a overall good experience. I've never had a bad experience with psychedelics. I have tried acid many times. I have tried mushrooms many times. The thing is that I went into this with a clear mindset. I wasn't doing it because I was depressed, and I wasn't taking them because I wanted to be somebody else. I was taking them because I was with somebody I love, my sister, my twin sister, and we just wanted to like have a good time, elevate our vibrations, and tap into some real like shit that like it can be good for bringing back things that you may have blocked out, and that's one of the reasons we did do it. But we also did it just because, like, we were young and we wanted to experiment. Straight up. My experience with magic mushrooms, everything that you need to know, I'm going to talk about. You guys, I haven't sat down and like smoked a joint and like did a video in like a long time, so let's just like take a hit to that. So you might be thinking like, Chloe, girl, how long is a mushroom trip? I've never done them before. And I'm going to tell you that a mushroom trip usually lasts, I would say, 6 hours to 12. Okay, it does last about the same as acid, but it is not as intense as acid. It's very mellow. You can have a bad trip, and you can also change it if it does feel like it's becoming a bad trip. I have had a moment like that. So I'm just kind of gonna go into my story time. So me and my sister were wanting to take mushrooms. And we were wanting to take mushrooms. I would say, yo, we wanted to take mushrooms like multiple times, but this particular time that we wanted to do mushrooms, we ended up really being like ready. Like I said, we went into it with a clear mindset, bitch. The fuck, you just hit this bitty, like what the fuck are you doing? Sorry, there's somebody like, oh my god, I get so much anxiety. That's also why I haven't sat down and like smoked, is like when I'm outside like by myself, like I get kind of like fucking anxious. Is it just me, bitch? So we were taking these mushrooms, and they were these gold top mushrooms, I remember, and they were really, really good. Like, I mean, they hit pretty fucking quick, to be honest. And when we took these mushrooms, y'all, we literally had the right on our hand, like the time. We did this with acid too. That's a different story time that I will tell you. Because we saw it in a show and we were like, girl, we need to fucking write this shit down. Like, what if we're tripping so hard we don't even remember when we started tripping? Like, that can happen, and it has happened. And so we wanted to avoid that, because it kind of, that honestly does kind of like get scary when you start to lose time. You start to kind of trip yourself out. And like, honestly, in my opinion, if you are going to do it educational purposes only, definitely think about that. Like, write that shit down, honestly, whether it's on your arm or your paper or whatever. And we were in the apartment, so we were in a safe space, safe environment. I would definitely be around people that you are like in good energy with, like no weird bad vibes, and not even thinking about that shit. Like, you need to be around good people and like good music, good, like, not food because you don't really eat, but good vibes. Like, I would not recommend like tripping on mushrooms for the first time like by yourself. I just wouldn't, just because, you know, like, it can change like your body, like fuck, thoughts and functions. And like, if you don't have someone that trips at you, like, it can be kind of fucking like hard, you know what I mean? Like, it can be kind of fucking hard to damn, I'm high as fuck, bitch. Girl, we getting lit. Oh my gosh, you like watch me go from like a fucking dry donut to a glazed donut up in here, bitch. Okay, girl. Okay, so what I was saying is, like, you definitely want to be around people that you fucking fuck with. If you're not around people you fuck with, you're not even gonna fucking, like, dude, you're gonna be paranoid as fuck the whole time, and that is no fun, babe. So let me tell you, what you need to do is definitely make sure you have water. You're not gonna want food. Like, if you're going, like I said, educationally, I have to keep saying that shit because YouTube be on my fucking ass, I know it. So we took these mushrooms, we went on the balcony, we were fucking vibing, bitch. And like, it was fucking like a good, like, it was a good trip. Okay, I might be actually thinking about the time we did acid. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Like, I think that was the first time me and my sister did acid, not mushrooms. But honestly, they're very similar, they're not the same. But yeah, because the first time that I did, oh my god, dude, the first time I did mushrooms, they were actually in a chocolate form, and they were in a chocolate bar, and I was with one of my friends, and again, good energy, nothing weird, like nothing like that. And we had fun. We had an outside trip. It was cool. Okay, But from my experiences with my sister that I've had, same thing, like good energy, like best energy ever, bitch. We were fucking on like cloud 9. We were vibing, like we were literally like floating on a fucking cloud. We ordered Del Taco at one point, and like this was when we were at Acid though, is we forgot it was outside because so much time had gone by. We didn't realize it until 3 in the morning. And y'all, we ordered it like Del Taco was not open till 3 in the morning, so we had only ordered it, I would say, about like 11:30, bitch. Like we were fucked up. So that was funny as fuck. So these mushrooms, the gold top ones, are also very potent. Why do you say it like that, bitch? Girl, get the fuck out. I'll open the door right now. Me wanting to, because of how hot it is. Okay, so y'all, like mushrooms are very they are very therapeutic. Music is like not even music on them. It is like words of understanding. Like, I don't know, dude, if you know, you know, okay? But if you don't know, like, I'm just giving you some insight, bitch. Y'all, take a hit for every time I say bitch in here. Like, I'm do you a favor. So honestly, I would say that do you like mushrooms or acid more? I'm like, mushrooms, because you know, acid can be very intense. Like my husband, my boyfriend, like my fiance, that's why I say both in some videos, if you guys are wondering, is because like we've been talking about getting like married. Right now we say we're engaged. We literally just don't have the money for the rings and stuff. Like, you know, like, bitch, it's not like for real. Y'all hating assholes, the ones that be saying that shit too. Like, we are just really fucking like this. And I know a lot of people have told me like how like lucky I am, like how blessed I am. I said, they're like, you're lucky, and I'm like, no, I'm like, I'm blessed, like, to have them in my life, because, you know, I know a lot of people's like baby daddies don't be sticking around. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I'm just gonna say it out there. And let me just tell you, like, sometimes they're not the one, and sometimes that's like a hard pill to swallow. But you know when you have found the one, and like if you haven't, you know, you might be like, what the fuck, and be judging me like, oh my god, you don't have the money for, you know. But at the end of the day, I think positively, and I'm like, you know, you know, you have to start somewhere, and I'm starting with my person and I'm ending with my person. So when we do have the money to do that stuff, like, we just want it to be something simple. We've talked about, we don't want all that crazy like spending money shit. We would rather invest in ourselves together and make an empire, period. So let me just say that. Moving on, he has actually had like a bad trip, girl. Like, you guys, he has had a bad trip, like, with acid, and I asked him about it, and it was crazy because, like, if you've ever done it before, you know that the shit can be very like intense. It can feel like you're gonna be there forever. It can feel like you're only gonna be there for a few seconds. You know, time can feel so fast, or it can feel incredibly slow. And when you've experienced both, I think it becomes a little bit easier to like navigate through. But like, if you don't already know that kind of shit, it is kind of like overwhelming, like as a first trip experience, or just one in general, which is, I think, like, you know, what he experienced. And like, I was like, thank God, like, I had a good go with like acid and stuff. But I you know, I'm like, well, fuck, you know, he didn't. Good thing we don't do that kind of shit. That was literally like teenage shit. I'm gonna be honest, we were not over like 18 or 21 at the time. So it's just kind of like, you know, that's why I'm also giving this educational purpose, is because like that shit can also like mess up your brain. Like, and I don't want to say it kills like brain cells, but I'm saying if you're not using it at a mature age, like 21 and older, then it's like, and I know your brain's not fully developed by 25, but for like medical and like mental purposes, like therapeutic purposes, like calming purposes, that's what people would use like mushrooms for. Acid is like party kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, and neither to this day like do I see myself partying with. I only use mushrooms when I need a therapeutic. Dude, I was over here thinking like, is YouTube gonna catch me for this shit? But I only do YouTube's therapeutically. Bitch, you high as fuck. Okay, so I only take mushrooms therapeutically, you guys, because of the fact that we're not into that partying shit. Like, I'm not into that, he's not into that. Like, He has not even tried them yet for the first time, and I'm not going to rush him to do that. I'm not going to ask him to do that. Like, if that's something he wants to do, he can definitely do that, and I'll support that as long as he knows and understands everything I'm basically telling you guys too. So that's what I'm saying, is like, I want to educate people on like the things that can happen and the things that will happen. Like, you will be tripping for a long time, some longer than others, period, point blank. It's long. Like, it's mellow, it's therapeutic. People can put on meditation to this. I have done this. I played Fortnite while on mushrooms, and you guys, it was an amazing experience. Every time I was jumping in the water, I literally felt like I was like in the water. It was like this orange tint to it that it was just so beautiful. Like tangerine dreams is what I think about. And like, I think back to this shit and I'm like, it was fucking beautiful. Like, such a good chill experience. Loved it. Okay. But then there's like, you know, again, people who have done those things, and maybe it hasn't been the best experience, and that's why I'm telling you guys, like, just be careful and look out for yourself, babe, and just understand, like, it's not for everybody. And so don't try to force like liking it and like doing it, and like, you know, I want everyone who hears this to make sure they're safe energy, they're good energy and protective energy, and just, you know, be responsible. Okay. Now, other than that, I am gonna say that I just had like a really like spiritually awakening experience. I'd say from my experience, what I got from mushrooms was I definitely gained more confidence because of the fact that, and I'm not trying to glorify you guys, this is my experience, and I'm gonna say that again, my experience. So, you know, this is just like, you know, what I gained. So let's look at that video one more time while I'm telling you guys what I gained from it. Confidence, as I was saying, I gained confidence because I was like, I entered this state of like realization, and it was like I was broken down to just being in like an atom of energy. That, this is gonna sound weird, but we're just energy balls basically of light that travel at a certain speed, and we wear skins, you know, as the living. That's what we are. And let me know if you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, and I just began to understand like this understanding of when we die, like all of that is stripped away as if it was when I took mushrooms, and nothing matters, nothing how you look, all your insecurities, like everything that you thought mattered so much once doesn't, because you realize that you're all just energy floating around. One day no one's gonna remember shit. They're not gonna remember that you farted really loud in kindergarten and it interrupted the whole class and blamed it on another kid. Ah! I was in kindergarten, y'all, but ain't nobody gonna remember that shit. And y'all, like, that's the whole takeaway from this, is that we have so much anxiety. I feel like everyone has anxiety of like, no one knows what the fuck you're talking about, babe. Like, literally, we all think we know what we're doing, and we don't have a fucking clue. We're just doing what everyone else be doing, or doing the opposite of what everyone else be doing. And, you know, because that's the human, like, fucking, like, kind. That's humankind. And, you know, we just be doing what we see other people doing, like I said. And, you know, that's not me. But we all work to pay our job. Like, we all work to pay our job. We all work to pay our bills. We all drive cars. We all live in these houses. We all vote. You know, I could go more and more. We all take a piss, and I'm not gonna go too much for it, but you get what I'm kind of saying. Like, I hope, like, you know, we all use like our voices, like we have all this social media and shit that one day none of that shit gonna matter. nobody gonna remember your social media, that picture that you posted that was like so cute or ugly. Like, no one actually is ever gonna give a fuck either, because I think that you realize that, like, as you're dying or something. Like, that's what I think. And like, I'm thinking, like, that's what I think sometimes, you guys. And I'm like, that's why people call things like an ego death. You can have that in mushrooms and acid, and you just like really just start to realize that that's you, you know. But that was my experience.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.